What's up, Coach Aaron?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. Thank you guys for coming out here. Just start us off with an opening statement, general overview of where the program is at headed into the season, and introduce us to the two gentlemen that you brought with you today.
All right, so I'm gonna introduce my guys here. We got Camden Chalkley, DN, and then Tristan Bowers, receiver and DB. Over the past couple of years, again, it's kind of been like a transition from me going from DC to the head coach. Also had some transition last year, kind of being more of a role of the offensive guy as well, kind of calling plays and moving forward. So I think this year is kind of one of those years where we're kind of stable. One being, and we did lose some key guys last year, because of being seniors and things of that nature. But I think they laid the foundation that our guys that's under them have kind of, took it upon themselves to kind of like get to that situation where they were. We have a lot of young guys that are definitely going to help us out this year. That's been part of the program, and again, like I said, they've been around me for a while, and I'm actually very excited because this group came in this off season working hard with different weights. I mean, it was kind of one of the biggest turnouts we've had since I've been here. Like each day we had at least like 40 to 60 kids in the weight room working, rain, sleet, snow, whatever was out there.
Coach, you lost 2 of your last 3 games last year. You lost to Huguenot and then the heartbreaking loss to Thomas Dale in the playoffs. How fast was the team able to turn the page and start focusing on this season?
Well, I mean, like any loss is a lesson, right? So again, like I said, the first one was a kind of a reset for us to understand what we had to do. We had 9 games where we didn't really get tested too often. I mean, so it was something that we was able to see before we got to the playoffs. We was able to correct those things, and then that last game. I mean, that's a once in a lifetime thing. 2017, we made the same play and actually caught the Hail Mary and won. So I mean, it happens. It is what it is, right? So I think the object of this year is to be on ESPN for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons.
Oh, man, Coach Harold, how you doing?
I'm doing good, sir.
Good. For the first time in 4 years, you guys gonna have a new signal caller. How's that been going so far?
It's actually a pretty good competition. Like I've been enjoying it since we've been doing. We do 7-on-7s as well, and both guys are competing. They have their own different attributes and competition, and between the two, and it's a very good, healthy and friendly competition. Both guys give each other pointers. They actually kind of working together, trying to get better. So at this point, it is a team aspect. I think the leader's going to be named based off kind of who brings the team together. So I think we're pretty good with the situation either way we go. I do appreciate those guys out there because again, like I said, it's a competition, but at the end of the day, it's still a team.
Cam, wanted to ask you about kind of embracing that role as a tone setter for y'all collectively this year. Do you feel like you kind of stepped into a heightened leadership role heading into the season?
Well, I think being a 5-year player with the program, 1 year on JV and then 4 years on varsity, I feel like I've kind of got to know the program, got to know the coaches in that way, and I've played on varsity. And I've got a lot of playing time since my freshman year, so I felt like it was kind of on me to step up not only on the field but off the field. Checking up with the guys, not only when they're in practice, but then when they're in school, making sure they're doing the right things, making sure they're okay at home and with their family and stuff like that. So I feel like being a vocal leader and a leader on the field is how you bring the team together.
And then question for both players, that quarterback competition might be part of this answer, but teammates so far, to y'all in off-season workouts who've really stood out that you feel like are primed to play a big role for y'all this year?
Well, kind of being in the trenches, we're kind of our own thing, and I feel like our big D tackle, Shimon Clark, he's one of my favorite players to play with because he makes my job easier. We've kind of transitioned to a 3-down front, so him taking up a lot of the double teams and even triple teams in the middle, it makes me able to have a one-on-one and be able to make some plays.
He speaks a lot more for the trenches than I do personally. Personally, the DB and receiver core, we have a guy from Cosby that came, Jaden Just. He's been doing pretty good. He's a big body type of guy. He's a go ball deep threat type of guy. Like we had Landon last year, which we unfortunately lost throughout this offseason. But he's kind of come in and filled that role that we felt like we were missing with the loss of him. So I like him in the receiver room there.
Let's go up for Manchester.